Alright, fellas, buckle up because today we're cracking open the finest slice of 90s time, travel software known to man. Putt-Putt Travels Through Time. I woke up thinking it was just a normal day. Eat some cereal, brush my teeth, maybe make it to school without losing my history report again. Before I can even blink, it happens. My lunchbox gets sucked in. Then my calculator, my history report, and Pep, my dog by a time portal.
Joe, save some surprises, man. You're spoiling the whole game before we even hit the start screen. Let the people experience the chaos for themselves. You're out here dropping the entire plot in the first 30 seconds like it's a speedrun.
Come on, Barack. They gotta know what's at stake here.
Yeah, and maybe let M find that out in the game, not in your serial-fueled monologue.
A purple car. Really, this again. Didn't we have enough of these and lick games, Joe? Seriously. The zoo game was bad enough, but now we're stuck with a purple car traveling through time. What's next, Joe? Are we going to be playing Putt in space next week?
Well, funny you should ask Trump, but actually, yes. Putt in space is a game. It's a whole thing. Putt joins the parade, goes to the moon, saves the zoo, joins the circus, goes to the race, and then travels through time. It's a whole series.
What the hell do you mean he goes to space?
He goes to space, Jack. Dude gets carried by a firework and has to buy a rocket ship, but needs to find rocket parts and glowing moon crystals to purchase it so he can fly back to Earth.
Oh, come on, Joe. Don't tell me you actually enjoy these games. What's next? Are we getting a Mars rover to drive around with a purple car? I can't. This is ridiculous. What's next? Putt meets the Pope. Putt diffuses a nuke. Putt gets drafted in NAM.
On my time portal.
Wow! A real time portal? Where can he go in it, Mr. Firebird?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
I don't
So, is it not a time machine? Also, come on, admit it, Don. Deep down, a little part of you is curious. Also, I think the Putt franchise is a real gem. We get to travel through time, see dinosaurs, the future, maybe even meet some cowboys. It's a bit of a throwback, but it's fun.
About to fire it up for the very first time. Here, I'll show you.
Great! And then I can show you my history report and my new school supplies.
A gem! This is the same franchise where we got stuck trying to find zoo animals with a talking car who's basically if Lightning McQueen was homeschooled by Mr. Rogers.
Oh, what was I thinking? I need a coin to start the washing machine. Get
And
my
another thing, the
brush out.
machine didn't even
Hey,
work
I
at
think
first.
I've got something
This
that will
absolute
solve the
maniac.
problem.
This glorified garage elf couldn't even start his own invention.
Hey now, Firebird's doing his best. He's a visionary, a scientist. Sometimes you gotta fail before you fly.
Obama, the man built a time portal and forgot it needed a coin.
This is
You're
not
telling
a
me
mere
this
coin,
temporal
Putt-Putt.
blender runs on
It is the
arcade
key to
tokens.
great
It's just a
knowledge.
small spark of ingenuity. The coin's symbolic, like putting a quarter into the universe and getting back history.
That's not how symbols or physics work.
Actually, I think that's how crypto works.
I swear to God, Barack, do not start with me.
Okay, yeah, that portal is definitely not OSHA compliant.
Shouldn't be happening.
Look at it go. It's beautiful, like a wormhole made of pure wonder.
Just ate the lunchbox. Joe. There goes the calculator. The dog is floating, Joe! Do something.
Pep Nuawu.
This is what I get. This is what I get for listening to you, Joe. I said let's play something normal.
Okay, yes, the situation is slightly unorthodox.
This is it. This is my personal hell. Chasing a dog through time to pick up school supplies like we're on some educational scavenger hunt from the Twilight Zone.
But we can fix this. We just need to visit each time period, get the items back, and rescue Pep. Simple!
Simple. Simple. We're about to stroll through a literal era buffet, and you think it's going to be easy.
Look! The time portal. It's stabilizing. Oh! It's forming 4 distinct doorways. That means everything went into a fixed destination across time.
Looking around.
No, absolutely not. The clocks are singing.
Shot, this part's important.
Hell no. No. This is a musical now. The literal laws of time just dropped a verse.
And my homework?
feeling sad that your homework
They're
is
taunting
done.
us. The clocks are mocking us.
Okay, this part's got a vibe though.
But when you look up, you'll see the time doesn't stop because it goes on forever.
Goes on forever?
You'll see the old west and see dinosaurs.
This is my favorite verse.
Really neat future things. That's the best they could come up with, huh? These eldritch time beings have no vocabulary.
Hey man, it's a banger for preschoolers. I've heard worse.
I'm getting goosebumps.
I'm getting chills for the wrong reasons. That was a literal Disney musical sung by Sentient Time Furniture. We are now officially inside a fever dream. The next time you say I overreact, just remember, a haunted sundial just told me to find the dog in time, and also hinted I might see really neat future things.
All right, now that the song's done, we get to choose a portal. I say we head into the future first.
Oh, perfect. Let's go to a dystopian utopia where the clocks probably have legs and run Congress. What in the George Jetson hell are we looking at?
This must be the future. I wonder what year it is.
Joe, why aren't you reversing the
I
escalator?
can't get on the
We're literally
aisle
getting
over when
pushed
it's moving
backward.
the wrong way.
Can you open your eyes for 10 seconds and push the button?
Okay, I'm on it. I just wanted a smoother ride. You know, the future's supposed to be easier.
Right, the future's so advanced and yet we can't even get on an escalator properly.
Let's see who this lady is. Maybe she's the owner of this shop and knows a thing or
Now,
two
aren't you the cutest
about the
little guy
future.
on 4 wheels? What can I do to help you?
My name's Putt-Putt, and I'm visiting from the past. I was hoping I could have a look around.
First things first, you can call me Miss Electra.
Miss
And
Electra.
second, you
Such a
go ahead
beautiful
and make
name.
yourself comfy and
Don't get any
stay just
ideals,
as long
Joe.
as you ever love and
What are you
please.
trying to say,
Thanks,
Obama?
Miss Electra.
I'm going to
I will.
ignore what you were just trying to imply. How about we go and see what that invention is?
What is this balloon thingy?
This must be your lucky day. We're giving
A
those
balloon
makers
maker.
away free.
Seriously.
It's our
And she says that this is
anniversary.
supposed to be our
Makes
lucky
as many
day.
balloons
Doesn't
as your
really feel
little
like
heart
it.
desires.
We went from saving a
Gee,
zoo to time
thanks.
traveling. What's next, Joe? This is
Well,
what the
would you
future
look
has
at
for us. Not teleporters, not moon boots, balloons. Fantastic. Let me guess. Next you're gonna say we can paint the car.
Actually, yeah, we can. You guys want to switch it up?
Actually, no, we get a repaint put. Let's give him a makeover. I'm thinking yellow.
Yellow's got energy. It's hopeful. It says, I'm a time traveling taxi with dreams.
You can't travel through centuries looking like a basic gray. We're about to slap some yellow on this bad boy and make him shine like some banana ice cream.
He's gonna look like a minion with wheels. I'm telling you, Joe, this is gonna be the worst makeover since the first Sonic movie trailer.
Scanning process initiated. Thinking process initiated.
Disgusting. Looks like a banana someone left out in the sun. Switch it, now.
It's bright. It's bold. It says, hey, we're here to have a good time without making anyone uncomfortable.
Yellow. Please, Joe. That's like driving around in a giant lemon. It's like a warning sign for too much sunshine, too little substance.
We could go a little bolder. I mean, we're in the future, right? Let's turn this thing orange. It'll make a statement. It's like driving the future.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Orange is bold. Orange says, I'm in charge. I'm not here to mess around. Get out of my way.
I'll admit, it's got some flair.
Finally, someone gets it! Orange is the color of success. Let's keep this thing moving before we start looking like the future's punchline.
I look good.
Thank you.
Hey!
No way. No way, that's the lunchbox, ain't it? Joe, why is that cheap fire truck lunchbox being treated like a sacred artifact?
Yeah, they're
I am
calling
sorry,
it
but I
a
have
primitive
no
food
record in my
container.
memory
I
bank
guess in the
that
future,
this particular
having a
law
sandwich and an
belongs to
apple
you.
in the little metal box is basically ancient history, and it's not cheap. It's a classic. Smokey the Fire Engine is timeless.
According to this little display plaque, it's now considered a primitive nutritional storage chamber. Man, the future really knows how to overthink things.
Primitive? It's a lunchbox. I've seen more advanced tech at a gas station. What is this, Pawn Stars? I'm not bartering for a lunchbox, Joe.
Well, we need it for school, so unless you want put starving during lunch period, we better find something good to swap. Arthur T. Fact says we've got to find another ancient food container to swap it out with, museum protocol. Got to keep the display looking authentic.
So now we're not just time travelers, we're artifact smugglers. Fantastic. Next stop, the future gift shop, so we can steal a thermos.
Hold up, guys. I just watched the new James Gunn Superman trailer. And listen, I gotta say, it looks amazing. The suit, classic, bold, no more of that dark, moody stuff. It's like Superman actually feels like Superman again. This thing blew my aviators off. Actual color in the shots. You remember color, right? Not everything's filmed through a jar of gray peanut butter anymore.
Joe, what the hell are you talking about? We're in the middle of a sci-fi scavenger hunt and you're rambling about movie trailers.
To be fair, Don was a pretty fire trailer.
Howdy do, little buddy. You new in town?
I'm Putt-Putt. I'm visiting from Cartown, far in the future.
Well, dang-a-lang-a-ding-dong. That is something, ain't it? I'm Virgil Clyde.
Hey, I like Snyder's visuals as much as the next guy who gets blinded by bloom effects, but let's be honest, half those movies felt like a moody perfume ad. Justice League looked like a Sears catalog shot during an eclipse.
Gunn's version feels like it actually knows who Superman is. Hopeful, optimistic. Not some dude who looks like he bench presses planets just to cry in the shower.
Oh, wonderful. The two of you are drooling over another Cape movie while I'm out here doing all the hard work. Like figuring out how to trick a museum curator named Arthur T. back into giving us back a $3 lunchbox. Now, how about until Superman shows up to help us with this food container trade, how about we focus up? Because right now I'm stuck with Captain Daydream and the HBO Max Super Friends. Need I remind you idiots, we're in the Old West, found a rock shaped like a triangle, grabbed some rope, and took some hay from a horse stable like time-traveling raccoons. Junior conductor, is this some kind of scam? Do I look like I'm going to be working for a nickel? I'm not interested in wearing a silly hat for your little railroad, buddy.
Come on, Don, a little hat never hurt anyone. Plus, I bet we get really cool perks, junior conductor stuff. And hey, at least it's a job.
Look, the real question is whether it helps us get where we need to go. And right now, I'm willing to try anything to get us back on track, figuratively and literally.
Look, the real question is whether it helps us get where we need to go. And right now, I'm not willing to do any work that pays just a nickel.
Don, it's about the experience, not the money.
Oh,
This is a treasured childhood memory.
Joe, it's child labor. He's got us running errands, bribing us with pocket change. And we haven't even left the station.
To be fair, this is probably the best paying gig you've had in a while, Donald.
And finding something you can use to pull down that lever so you can fill me up.
I'll bet I can do that. Toby,
A little oil, a little water, and then it's full steam ahead. Let's get moving, folks. We're running out of time. Plus, it's not like everything we need ain't right on the screen.
I was thinking more along the lines of gold bars or at least some real compensation. A nickel. I'm all for the experience, but I didn't sign up for a nickel and dime operation. This whole thing's a mess. Next thing you know, we'll be washing cars to pay off our junior conductor dues. If I ran this station, we'd be making millions by now. We'd be charging people in gold bars and real salaries. This nickel is an embarrassment.
It sounds like fun.
All right, we're rolling now. Train's fixed. Steam's puffing, and Tobias is taking us straight to the Gold River like it's the Oregon Trail.
I'm telling ya, there's something magical about steam engines. Reminds me of those old cartoons I used to watch before cereal got healthy, I'm half expecting a prospector with a pickaxe to yell, "There's gold in them hills."
Excuse me, hello?
Well, howdy, young'un. Don't mind me. I'm panning for gold.
Wow, there's really gold in that river?
What's that say? What's that? Can I get a hold of a splinter? Use some tweezers if you can find any. Otherwise, I just pull them out with my teeth.
I have a funny feeling that prospector didn't hear a word I said.
Well, looky here. Dang blammit. It's just a bunch of old rusty keys.
Well, he's out here looking for gold and just pulls up a whole set of keys like it's no big deal. That's some classic frontier luck right there.
Shake 'em or bake 'em, for all I care. They're just a bunch of good-for-nothing keys, is all.
You never know. They might be good for something.
Man just reached into the river and pulled out a plot device. Classic. We take M, no questions asked, and keep moving like this is normal. Honestly, kind of a win. We didn't even have to solve a puzzle or fight a boss.
Woody, look at
Just
that.
stood there
Animal
and took the
tracks.
loot.
I wonder
All right,
where
we're
they
in the
go.
desert now, but I'm telling ya, it's a bust. I've played this game more times than I've had ice cream this week, and there's nothing here.
Joe, we just got here. At least let the sand settle before you write off the entire timeline.
I'm just saying, unless a tumbleweed hands me a calculator, I say we skip to the good stuff.
Speaking of calculators, Joe, looks like we might have just found it.
It's my calculator. Hey, little guy, could you throw that down to me, please?
Well, what do you know?
It's mine.
A mouse on a roof with a calculator.
At least the mouse tried to help, even if it led to a locked chest. You know, I'm starting to think this game is less about time travel and more about unlocking mysteries one weird step at a time.
And don't even get me started on the chest. Just when I thought we were done, now we've got to use another item to open it up.
That trunk is locked up
How many
tight.
tools are we going to need, huh? Wait a second. Those keys Silverado Sam gave us. I knew they'd come in
Which
handy
key
for
should I
something
use?
besides looking cool on my dashboard.
C.
This
Old
key
Prospector
doesn't
didn't just
fit.
give us river
Maybe
junk.
I should try a
He
different
gave us
key.
plot progression. That's what I call frontier efficiency.
Well, I'm glad we didn't leave those behind.
Which
Could
key
you
should
imagine
I
us out
use?
here with no way to unlock the chest?
Hmm. It worked.
And bam, there it is. The
Excellent.
calculator. Who knew a
My
mouse, a
calculator
chest, and a couple of keys
Now
would
all
lead
I
us
have to
here?
do is get
Honestly,
back
if
my
you told me this
lunchbox
was how we'd get it
and
back,
my history
I wouldn't have
report.
believed you.
So Mr. Firebird
But hey,
can
mission
close the
accomplished.
time portal.
Now we've got one more thing checked off the list. You know, I'm starting to think this whole time, travel jig might not be as chaotic as I first thought.
Yeah, we're just bouncing around like it's a history themed road trip. Who needs a real vacation when you've got this kind of adventure?
I must be in the medieval times.
All right, here we are, medieval times, way more beautiful than the Old West.
Oh dear. Excuse me, do you need some help? My, you are certainly the fancy carrot.
Yeah, we're pretty
I'm not
fancy,
carrots
thanks, sweet
exactly.
cakes.
I'm a car from the future. My name's Putt-Putt. I'm very happy to meet you, Putt-Putt. I'm Princess Chassis, and this is my best friend and loyal subject,
And
Woodward.
what do we stumble
We'll hang
upon?
out collecting
Princess
dust.
Chassis and Woodward, a wheel off and stuck in the middle of a road like it's some kind of royal breakdown. I'm telling ya, if I had a nickel for every time a wheel got busted in these games, I'd be rich enough to retire in one of these castles.
Well, maybe I
Honestly,
can help
who
you
runs
figure
over
out
a hole
way
like
to
that in
put
the first
wheel
place?
back on.
Well,
That
let's
would
help
be
her out by putting the wheel in
wonderful.
its spot while she holds him up.
Hold on, that's a princess? And she's out here in the mud fixing wagons. What kind of medieval monarchy is this, Joe?
It's called equality, Jack. Even royalty's got to pull their weight when someone knocks a wheel loose in the middle of Camelot.
Yeah, let's just make sure she doesn't start charging us for labor. I'm not tipping anyone who runs over a pothole that obvious.
Honestly, not bad, Joe. This might be the first time you fixed something without creating a diplomatic incident.
Perhaps we'll see you later, Putt-Putt. Bye.
And just like that, they're heading off.
Well, let's not just sit here. Let's follow them.
Yeah, the sooner we find these items, the sooner we can relax.
All right, here we are, stuck in the medieval times, looking at a drawbridge that's rusted like it's been through every bad storm since the Dark Ages.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, this thing looks like it was built by a bunch of knights who were really bad at following directions.
I think I have
It's
something that
practically
will
begging for a little oil and TLC. Thankfully, we've got the magic car and its trusty toolkit.
Seriously, whatever kind of storm this was must have been some medieval hurricane for this much rust to take over. Maybe it was the storm of the century, or just bad castle maintenance.
This thing looks like it got hit by a tornado, and yet somehow they still couldn't manage to put a can of oil in the royal budget.
1,001 thank yous, Putt-Putt. Now we won't be late for story time.
Finally got that drawbridge open. Just needed a little oil, no big deal.
While we're here fixing things, I gotta say, Humongous really went off with all these games. Pajama Sam, Spy Fox, Freddy Fish. Those games were my childhood diet right after Saturday morning cartoons and soggy cereal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Between Putt-Putt, Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam, and Spy Fox, they basically built the Pixar cinematic universe of point and click.
Oh, please. You mean to tell me we're putting underwater fish detectives and a pajama-wearing toddler above Mario? Above Sonic, what's next? Backyard baseball is the peak of sports gaming.
Backyard baseball was peak Donald. You're telling me Pablo Sanchez wasn't the greatest athlete of our generation? That kid didn't speak a word of English and still hit more homers than Babe Ruth on steroids.
Facts. Pablo was goated. And don't forget Keisha Phillips. Built like a linebacker, ran like lightning. That game had more diversity than half the media franchises today.
It looked like it was drawn in MS Paint during a fire drill. I bet half those kids weren't even real athletes. They were just kids loitering outside the YMCA with inflated stats.
Now, speaking of weird but iconic, remember the Blues Clues games? Humongous Entertainment really went full toddler Spy Fox mode on those.
Please, it's just a dog and some scribbles. I don't get how kids got hooked on that. Back in my day, we had real puzzles, like figuring out how to avoid your homework and sneak TV time without getting caught.
Come on, Don, don't knock the classics just because you never paid attention in school. Blue's Clues had those sneaky little brain teasers that got kids thinking without them even realizing it.
Strange that we haven't found anything important yet. Oh wait, Daw, look, there's Pep on top of that castle wall.
Well, if he's up there, we better find a way to get him down. Climbing's not really my style.
Yikes! Don't jump, boy! That could be dangerous! Here, maybe I can reach you.
Looks like he's gonna try to reach Pep by himself. Didn't he learn in the zoo adventure? Ain't no way he's reaching the dog.
Maybe that balloon maker we grabbed earlier could save the day, inflate some balloons, float up, and grab Pep like a pro.
Balloons! Sure, because Barack here won't climb up himself, even though he's made for climbing. Let's just hope those balloons don't pop.
Grab onto it quick, boy!
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by he's made for climbing? Are you trying to say something about me being, what, a monkey or something?
Oh, come on, Barack, I was just joking. Lighten up. You're the only one who can turn a balloon rescue into a political scandal.
Now all I have to do is get my lunchbox and my history report, so Mr. Firebird can close the time portal.
Speaking of Saturday morning cartoons, what were some of your favorites back in the day?
Oh man, I was all about Tiny Toon Adventures. That Buster Bunny had jokes for days! And you can't forget Darkwing Duck. Nothing like a self-proclaimed terror that flaps in the night to kickstart your weekend.
I watched Muppet Babies. Big soft spot for Kermit and the gang. Plus, it was the only show where the preschoolers had better production values than half the movies today.
Nice pics. I was more of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy.
Which version, Barack? Better not be the OG when the 2004 and 2012 version are a thing.
I'm Putt-Putt.
Come on, man.
And
Of
I've
course, I
come
mean the
from the
OG.
future. I'm
1987
trying to drive
Turtles,
across the road back there,
Saturday
but
mornings,
there's a
that
strange
crunchy
something
animation,
blocking it.
and the goofiest
That
shredder
strange
you've ever
something
seen. The
happens to
newer
be
ones
my
had their
kid.
moments, sure, but
Gee,
nothing
if
beats
it
the
wouldn't be
original
much
theme
trouble,
song
Miss
slapping while you're
Brachiosaurus, would
munching
you mind
cereal
moving it
straight
so I
out the
can get
box.
through?
Y'all are out of your
Not
damn
at
minds
all,
if you think that goofy
Not at
1987
all.
jingle is the best
I
theme in the
really
series.
appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry. Have you heard the 2012 version? It goes hard, Joe. Real instruments, real energy.
I
And
don't
none of that
mean to be
synthy clown
rude,
nonsense.
but you ever
And don't
do
even
that?
get me started on
You just
2003.
lie around
Brooding
all
visuals,
day.
that guitar
Oh, I
riff,
get up
shredder
all
actually
night,
being
but when you're
terrifying.
tipping the scales
Peak
at 50
television.
tons and
If
you're
you're rating
75
these on
feet long
vibes
like
alone,
me, every
the
once in a
OG
while you
Turtles
get
are
the
losing in
sudden
a
urge to
landslide absolute
take a
baby
rest.
show energy.
Jesus, Donald. It's just a theme song.
Just a theme song. That
Thanks a
theme
lot,
defines the
Miss
show.
B.
That theme is the
Now
soul.
I'm
The 87
off
Turtles were out here throwing
Age of
pizzas
the
while the 2003
Dinosaurs.
Turtles were out here
Here we
throwing
go,
hands.
Pep.
Donald, come on, man. They all got their charm. One's cheesy fun, the other's edgy cool. It's like comparing pizza toppings. Sometimes you want pepperoni, sometimes it's pineapple. You feel me?
Hello, I'm Putt-Putt. Do you need some help? Yes, but first you gotta tell me, what in the heck is a Putt-Putt? I never laid eyes on anything quite like you before. I'm a car, and I'm visiting from the future. Whoa, imagine that! I'm Will. Glad to meet you. Say, Putt, how'd you like to help me figure out how to move this basic pile of rocks? Then I can build me a bridge and go home. I'd be happy to help you, Will. All I have to do is figure out how to do it.
No, Joe, I don't feel you because one is actual pizza and the other is an abomination. The 2012 intro had bars. He's a leader in blue. Does anything it takes to get his ninjas through. That line had more substance than half of your video game choices.
Hey,
Look, I get it. You want that dramatic, brooding rooftop energy. But don't hate on the OG. Without that one, none of the others even exist. Respect the roots, man.
Respect the roots. Joe, I rip roots out of the ground when they're holding back progress. It's a cartoon about turtles doing karate, and those roots you're talking about had a theme song that sounded like it was written during a sugar rush on a kazoo.
Oh, come on, Don. That song slaps. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. That stuff was peak Saturday morning energy.
Sleepy Joe's right. That theme walked so the others could run. Sure, the 2003 and 2012 ones are cool, but the original had that raw Saturday morning magic. You can't bottle that.
Raw Saturday morning magic. It sounded like a mall jingle. Meanwhile, the 2003 theme had actual grit. It was dark and tense, like it was made for real ninja warriors, not toddlers hopped up on Fruit Loops.
Grit. Don, it's a show about mutant turtles living in a sewer eating pizza. You're acting like it's the Dark Knight. Besides, aren't you forgetting that the 2003 era had two stinkers of themes? Fast forward and back to the sewers with straight doggy doo-doo. Oh, I know you're not going to defend those two. I'll pull them up right now just to remind you.
It's ninja time! Teenage Turtles surfed in on a wave from the past. It's like the future's a party that these brothers just crashed. Don't know when they'll go home, how long the good times will last. But just stick around and see these turtles go. Forward. Leonardo, Donatello. Forward. Raphael, Michelangelo. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Fake news? Those intros had vision. They were just ahead of their time. Fast forward was futuristic. You wouldn't get it. Your idea of peak animation is put changing colors in a paint shop.
Don, be serious. That theme sounded like someone accidentally sat on a keyboard and called it a day. I've heard more coherent music listening to the Resident Evil director's cut OST.
And back to the sewer looked like it was animated in Microsoft PowerPoint. I mean, even the turtles looked confused about what timeline they were in. Half the show felt like a fever dream with pizza. Anyways, look. Is that our history report, and it's under the foot of a Triceratops. Finally, some progress? Let's grab that thing before anything else happens.
move before I pick it up.
Excellent idea, my friend. Nobody, but nobody gets in between a triceratops and his dinner.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to lure a massive, ancient triceratops away with a handful of hay. Man, that sounds like the setup to a joke no one's laughing at yet. A orange car, some hay, and a giant dinosaur walk into a prehistoric bar. I don't see how this ends well.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures, Joe. We don't exactly have a dinosaur whisperer on the team, so if we want that history report back, we've got to get creative. Maybe this triceratops is just a big softy who's into hay?
Look, I'm telling you right now, if this dino even thinks about sneezing in my direction, I'm out faster than you can say time portal meltdown. Joe, you better toss that hay just right. No sloppy throws or half-hearted attempts. If this plan fails, I'm blaming you personally.
All right, nice work. That dino took the bait. Now we can finally grab that history report without getting trampled.
Who knew prehistoric beasts had such simple tastes?
Finally, took long enough. Now let's grab that report and get out of here before the dinosaur changes its mind. Or worse, wants to chase us for dessert.
So Mr. Firebird can close the time portal.
Sleepy Joe, I can't believe you had us wasting 15 minutes looking for a replacement for the lunchbox. Did you not talk to this guy the first time?
Okay, calm down, Don. I might have forgot to click on his soup because I thought he was just vibing with his pet bird. I didn't think he'd be hoarding ancient Tupperware.
Let's just grab that stone bowl this time before Joe drives us straight into another Jurassic detour. I still can't believe you had us wasting 15 minutes running around for no reason.
It was literally a bowl-shaped rock being held up like the crown jewels, Joe. Anyone would have saw that. Let's go trade this to that at all Arthur T. fact and finally get our stupid lunchbox back.
Honestly, I still can't believe that guy labeled it a primitive food container. Like, bro, it's a lunchbox,
Food container for
not
you,
some
Archie
sacred
Fact.
fossil
It's a really old
unearthed
stone
from an
bowl.
ancient civilization
I got it from
of
a
snack
wheel
pack
way
worshippers.
back in the dinosaur
Look,
ages.
man, I had a lot on my
The dinosaur
mind. You can't
ages, you
expect me
say?
to remember
How
every little
amazing.
thing about this game.
will now be
And
the
he's just
oldest
doing his
item
job,
we have
man.
in our museum.
Museum's got to make
Here.
everything sound fancy or no one donates. You call it a
Take the
lunchbox, nobody cares. Call it a primitive food container, and suddenly it's
Great.
worth a grand.
I got my Smokey the Fire Engine lunchbox back. Hot diggity, this is great. It looks like I got everything I needed to get. Come on, Pep. Let's travel back through time to Cartown and tell Mr. Firebird.
All right, finally, we've got the lunchbox, the calculator, the history report, and the damn dog. All thanks to this four-wheeled Fruit Loop dragging us across every discount Renaissance fair and prehistoric rock garden on the timeline. I swear to God, Joe, if Firebird so much as twitches wrong, and we end up in Putt-Putt joins the cult, I'm pulling the plug.
Congratulations, Putt-Putt. I knew you would.
Now I can finally show you my new school supplies.
Excellent, Putt-Putt. But first, I must close the time portal for good. We don't need any more disasters.
Disasters? I don't know about that, Mr. Firebird. I guess it all depends on how you look at it. Between you and me, I thought time traveling was the best fun ever.
Well, I'm glad you had so much fun, Putt-Putt. But according to my calculations, you're going to be late for school unless you hurry.
Yipes, you're right, Mr. Firebird. I'll show you my report later. Here's my history report.
Chill out, boys. We're heading home with a full backpack, a happy pup, and memories that'll last forever. Either way, I'm just glad we're done chasing our things through 4 different centuries. Next time, Joe, how about we just play something normal, maybe Pajama Sam?
Pajama Sam. Seriously, these point-and-click games are like a never-ending rabbit hole. At this rate, we'll be playing Tales of Monkey Island before you know it, and we still gotta finish SpongeBob.
Oh, come on, Don. You know those games have their charm. Plus, SpongeBob's got laughs, even if it's just watching you lose your mind over it. And at least the Monkey Island games got pirates, way more exciting than a purple car chasing a lunchbox through time.
Honestly, after all this time traveling and crazy stuff, I wouldn't mind a break with a little bikini bottom nonsense. Just promise me no more purple cars for a while.
Not so fast, Barack. We still gotta finish that Sonic tier list before we crawl back into that Bikini Bottom circus.
I'm with you, Dawn. Let's knock that out so we can finally move on and maybe pick something that doesn't threaten to rip the timeline apart next time.
Joe, first off, you've picked all the games that we've played so far, so if anything, that would be your fault. And second, Pajama Sam is going to be the next game because I'm picking it. But anyways, let's end the video off with that. Thank you all so much for all the continued support, and we'll see ya in the next video.